In the heart of the city, hidden behind old brick walls and dust-stained windows, there was a small laboratory where silence often spoke louder than words. The world outside carried on in chaos, cars racing, people shouting, life moving endlessly forward, but inside that lab, one man wrestled with dreams bigger than himself. His name was Alex. And tonight, as the moonlight spilled through cracked glass, he leaned over a cluttered workbench, eyes heavy with exhaustion, yet burning with determination. He whispered to himself, almost like a prayer, this time, it will work. The door creaked open. A familiar voice cut through the silence. What are you working on this time? It was Jonathan, Alex's closest friend, the kind of brother life gives you when blood isn't enough. Alex didn't even look up, his hands still trembling with focus. I have something in my head, Jonathan, a miracle. His voice carried both fire and fragility. Jonathan chuckled, shaking his head. You think you're a genius, don't waste your time, bro. His words, though said lightly, pierced deeper than intended. But Alex did not move, did not flinch. Some dreams were too stubborn to die from doubt. And so he worked. All day. All night. For 1 week straight, Alex barely ate, barely slept. His eyes became hollow, his hands cracked, his clothes carried the smell of smoke and chemicals. Yet inside his heart, a storm of hope raged. Then, one night, with trembling fingers and fevered breath, he held up a small vial. His lips curled into a smile. This is it. Yes, this is it. He placed the creation on his workbench like it was sacred treasure. But fate has a cruel sense of timing. Suddenly, a.m. A burst of fire. A cloud of smoke. Alarms screaming. Alex stumbled back, coughing, eyes burning, heart sinking. His invention, his miracle, had turned to ash. He collapsed on the cold floor, tears cutting paths through the soot on his face. Damn. I failed again. His voice was broken, like glass shattered by despair. He stared at his blackened hands, once steady with purpose, now trembling with defeat. Maybe I'm not a genius after all. The lab that once held his dreams now felt like a prison of failure. So Alex walked away, each step heavier than the last, carrying with him the crushing weight of disappointment. A week passed. His life outside the lab felt empty, meaningless. And then, one night, unable to bear the sight of his broken dreams, Alex returned. He carried a canister of fuel, his heart hardened. He would burn it all down, the tools, the papers, the ashes of his failure. If he could not give life to his creation, then he would give it death. But as he opened the door, he froze. Something in the air was different. The smell of smoke was gone, replaced with a strange stillness, as if the walls themselves were waiting. Alex dropped the fuel to the floor. Something inside him whispered that his story wasn't over. Meanwhile, Jonathan, fate struck in a friend who once mocked, who once doubted, fell gravely ill. His body weakened quickly, as though life itself was draining from him. The doctors tried everything. Medicines. Treatments. Hours of endless effort. But nothing worked. Jonathan, once full of laughter and strength, now lay frail and fading in a hospital bed, skin pale, breath shallow. Friends and family wept. The doctors shook their heads. Hope was slipping away like sand through desperate fingers. One evening, Alex walked into the hospital room. His face was lined with grief, but his eyes carried a fire Jonathan had never seen before. He stood at his friend's bedside, voice trembling yet resolute. "Let's try my discovery," he said. Jonathan blinked, weakly shaking his head. "Your experiment? Alex, you must be crazy." But Alex stepped closer, his hand gripping Jonathan's frail one. "Please, my brother. I know I've failed 100 times. I know I've doubted myself. But I believe. I believe this will work. And right now, belief is all we have left. Jonathan's lips curved into the faintest smile. True friends, turn brothers in time of need. His words were little more than a whisper, but their weight filled the room. The doctor, standing nearby, exploded with protest. Absolutely not. This is madness. This is still an experiment. You could kill him. But Jonathan raised his frail hand, silencing them all. His eyes, dim but steady, met Alex's. I trust you. And so, with trembling hands, Alex gave Jonathan the pill he had once cursed as a failure. The room fell silent. Seconds felt like hours. Jonathan's eyes closed, his chest still and shallow. The doctor gripped the bed rail, ready to call it. But then, something extraordinary happened. Color returned to Jonathan's cheeks. His breath grew stronger. His eyes opened, not with weakness, but with light. He sat up, strength surging back into his body as though life itself had been poured into his veins. The room gasped. Nurses dropped their pens. The doctor's jaw fell open in disbelief. Jonathan looked at Alex, tears brimming in his eyes. I never should have doubted you, my friend. His voice was filled with gratitude, with awe. He gripped Alex's hand tightly. You saved me. Everyone demanded answers. The doctor leaned in, eyes burning with both fear and wonder. What is your magic pill, Alex? What have you done? Alex, his voice steady and humble, replied with a single word that would echo through history: antibiotics. And in that moment, silence filled the room, not the silence of despair, but the silence of reverence, of awe before a miracle. For what the world once thought was madness had become salvation. What was once doubt had become faith. And what was once failure had become the very cure that saved a life. Alex had not just saved Jonathan. He had given birth to hope, for countless others who would one day benefit from the discovery that was almost
Jonathan
lost
had
to
given
fire
Alex
and doubt.
something
Something just as precious, trust when no one else believed. So remember this, every great miracle begins with doubt. Every genius is called a fool before their time. But true friendship, true faith, and the courage to keep going when the world says stop, those are the sparks that set fire to destiny. And tonight, as you finish listening to this tale, I leave you with this golden truth: never give up on your dreams, never abandon those who believe in you, and never underestimate the power of faith, whether in yourself, or in the friend who stands beside you. If this story touched your heart, let it live on. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Golden Folk Stories for more timeless tales that remind us of the courage, the faith, and the love that shape our lives. Because stories are not just told, they are lived.